laptop cameras.
So this guy works for the CIA?
Does the CIA listen through our phones and laptop cameras?
Watch him say yes.
I hate to say it.
What? Hang on. Hang on. I don't think I heard that right. Lock in.
CIA listen through our phones and laptop cameras. Yes. I hate to say it. They can take over your smart television and turn the speaker into a microphone so that they...
Okay. I'm not even exaggerating. We're 12 seconds into the video. I'm not even trying to exaggerate. No clip farm here. We are quite literally 12 seconds into this video. I don't even know who this is. He hasn't even introduced himself. I haven't even got his name. 12 seconds into the video.
Can listen to what's being said in the room even when the TV is turned off.
Oh, nice. What a fucking start, huh? Fucking hell. What a start.
I'm John Kiriakou. I'm a former CIA counterterrorism officer and former senior investigator for the U.S. Senate Committee on Foreign Relations. And I'm here today to answer questions from the Honesty Box.
Okay. Chat, everyone get ready.
The first one is...
Oh, Jesus.
What did the CIA actually do?
I have no idea.
There are several answers to that question. What the CIA is supposed to do, what it is legally tasked with doing, is very simply to recruit spies, to steal secrets, and then to analyze those secrets.
Recruit spies, steal secrets, analyze secrets. Okay.
Give the president and other senior policymakers the best information with which they can make policy.
What does CIA stand for?
Now, in
cock and ass or something like that?
In real life, it's not that simple. The CIA does whatever the president tells it to do.
What?
That could be to overthrow foreign governments. It could be to implement covert action programs.
TikTok, what's good, baby?
Foreign media, to even kill people. It just depends on who the president is and what policy he wants to implement. What skills make a good agent?
Yeah, how the fuck do you find out you want to do this? Isn't this technically like, man, I don't know.
You might be surprised by the answer, actually. The CIA, when it recruits spies, when it recruits operations officers, doesn't necessarily look for the big, buff guy who works out, you know, every day or
clearly, bro.
days a week. They look for people who have sociopathic tendencies, not sociopaths. Sociopaths are impossible to control because they have no conscience. They blow right through a polygraph exam, but they won't take orders. People who have sociopathic tendencies do react to a polygraph. They do experience regret or remorse. They will respond to directives and orders. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
When I first was recruited by the CIA, I was asked in a group of new hires what we would do if we got a cable from CIA headquarters ordering us to collect information on the Indonesian economy. You recruit the Indonesian economic sector.
Bro, there's interview processes? Like, I feel like it would just be like you're hired. Like, what do you mean you interview?
Secretary, you make him your best friend, you spend money on him, your wives become friends, you vacation together, but you learn that he is just not recruitable. So what do? Well, one of my colleagues said, you double down, work the case another 6 months, and hope for the best. A second colleague said, maybe you work it through your wives, maybe your wife can convince his wife to give you the information. I raised my hand and I said, you break into the Indonesian embassy and you steal it.
Who the fuck is this, the main character?
And the instructor said, that's exactly what you do.
Fucking hell!
That's a sociopathic tendency. What's the coolest piece of spy tech you ever got to use? You know, there's kind of a dirty little secret about spy tech. And it is that 95% of it is purchased from Amazon.com.
What?
Seriously. Because it is cheaper.
Wait, hang on. I'm having this weird vision of when I was a child. Okay, that's a crazy segue, but I mean, I had a watch that could, like, secretly film. Obviously not, like, serious. Do you guys are... Ah, fuck. What was it? It was like a spy watch. I want to say it was called a spy watch. I'm not even kidding. I think that's all I can remember about it. Maybe you guys had it too. I think it was just called Spy Watch, and I don't know, man.
And it is quicker just to go online and buy it and then use it operationally than it is to invent it from scratch. The coolest piece of spy tech that I ever used was, it was a leather briefcase. I just went into the local marketplace in Pakistan and bought it. I think it cost the equivalent of like $10.
Oh, well done.
And over the course of 3 days, one of our technical officers pulled the threads out of it, installed a wire all the way around the briefcase, which could act as a listening device, and then packed the area around the wire with these little teeny tiny batteries that I had never seen before. And then he sewed the whole thing close again. So I walked into a meeting with my little briefcase. The bad guy took the briefcase from me, opened it up, looked through it. It didn't have anything in it because it was all sewn into the lining. And we sat there and had the meeting while my colleagues half a mile away were able to listen to the entire thing. It was very cool.
What? Hoff's neighborhood Uncle Cat? Who just followed me? Hoff's neighborhood's uncle's cat. Okay, I appreciate the follow, man.
Does the CIA listen through our phones and laptop cameras?
Oh, fucking hell.
Yes. I hate to say it. There was a dramatic leak in 2017 that the CIA came to call the Vault 7 disclosures.
6-7?
Gigabytes worth of documents leaked by a CIA technology engineer. What he told us was that the CIA can intercept anything from anyone, number one.
Okay, wait. That's kind of fucking crazy to think about.
Number two, they can remotely take control of your car.
They can what? They can do what? Hang on, replay it. They can do what?
Number two, they can remotely take control of your car through the car's embedded computer. To do what? To make you drive off a bridge, into a tree.
Okay. Well, I'm selling my car. GG, I'm getting back on my bike. Fuck it, I'm 10 years old again. Fuck it, I'm buying a bike.
To make you kill yourself.
What?
And make it look like an accident. They can take over your smart television and turn the speaker into a microphone so that they can listen to what's being said in the room even when the TV is turned off.
Not in the television.
God knows what else they can do that hasn't been leaked. Are hitmen real? Yes.
Well, come on, bro, duh.
At the National Security Council, there is a committee that meets every Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock.
Oh, that's tomorrow, chat! Yo, meeting tomorrow.
To drop something called the kill list. They sit around a table and they make a list of all the people that they want to kill that week. And then they take it back to the CIA, which has a dedicated unit. I won't tell you the name, but it has a dedicated unit that takes receipt of the list. They say, okay, number one. They drive to the airport, they get on the plane, they go out to that country, they kill the person, they come back, and then they go to number two on the list. That happens every single week.
He's saying these things, right, at a very monotone pace, right? Very, you would think he's just talking about chess. What he's actually saying is a fucking crazy. I don't have a neighborhood uncle, bro.
Now, we can have a conversation
Appreciate you, Riley.
About whether that's right or whether it's wrong.
No, that's definitely wrong.
It's certainly immoral. It's illegal, but it's been tasked by the president.
So what would make that right?
At the same time, they will tell you there hasn't been another 9/11, has there? Maybe it's because we're out there killing people.
What kind of people would be on that list?
Oh, the most dangerous terrorists in
okay. I didn't know it was that. I thought it was just random-ass lists.
The world. Or at least people that the CIA deems to be the most dangerous terrorists in the world.
Okay.
How does the CIA recruit spies in foreign countries? That cuts right to the very heart of what the CIA is. The CIA trains its officers in
Bro, you
something
gotta
called
realize
the
something,
asset
right?
acquisitions.
This person who works for the CIA was just a 10-year-old kid at one point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to think about how weird that is. Like, someone who you're friends with right now or when you were friends with in school could technically just work for the CIA. Like, he wasn't born an alien. Like, he was just a regular-ass kid who went to recess, he went to math, and now he works for the CIA, bro.
Cycle. It has 4 steps. Spot, assess, develop, recruit.
That's really crazy to think
So
about.
let's say you're a brand new CIA officer overseas. You get out there and mingle and go to diplomatic cocktail parties or go anywhere where there might be a viable target for you. You spot the target, you go up. Hi, how are you? I'm the new officer at the American Embassy. I'm
Yes, sir,
covering
Gassington,
political
but we back,
affairs
though.
or economic affairs or trade or whatever it is you're doing. You exchange business cards. That's spotting. Assessing is I say, so what do you do for a living? If you tell me that you do something that I'm operationally interested in, that's my assessment of you.
What?
Then I develop you. That's actually the fun part. That is us going to
Bro,
lunch
he should, what? How is this
and
even
going
on
to
YouTube?
dinner, and I spend money on you because I have literally an unlimited budget to do so. And maybe we go on vacation together, and our
he was
wives are
jailed
friends.
before?
And you mention offhandedly that you like to go fishing, let's say. So I charter a boat for $4,000, and I take you deep sea fishing
see what's
because
good,
you
bro.
could never afford to do it on your own. And then we become best friends.
Did you guys catch that? They have an unlimited budget. Unlimited budget.
Because we're best friends,
Yeah, Sappy,
I say to you,
100%.
hey, would you do me a favor? Yeah, I'm sorry to ask, but you know, the Russians have this new tank, and I know that you guys have access to the plans, and I would really appreciate it if you could just make me a copy of those plans. I know that sounds kind of funny, but it would help me a lot. So, hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Give me I'll pick them up tonight. And then...
And they do it? Holy bums. Dude, I'd do it for some V-Bucks, though.
maybe I start giving you a little bit of money. And then finally,
what's good?
when it comes to the recruitment, I say, I haven't been totally honest with you.
Oh!
I'm actually a CIA officer.
Oh!
Undercover.
Oh!
Are you okay with that?
Oh!
You're a great guy.
Oh!
And you're my best friend. And how about if I give you $5,000 a month and you just answer my questions, right? That's cool, right?
$5,000 a month to sell out? That bro, steak pays you more than that. Fucking Rainbet gives better contracts than that.
You undoubtedly will say yes, and the rest is history.
Got to be a good actor to do that. Pull that
What
off.
the fuck? The CIA pays less than steak?
And a sociopath. Do you ever fear for your life?
My real channel is banned, brother, but we're back.
Not now, but over the course of my career, I did several times. And I'll give you one example. There were 2 active assassination attempts against me. In one, I just got lucky. And unfortunately, my next door neighbor was killed instead. He was the British defense attaché in Athens, Brigadier General Stephen Saunders. I think about it every single day. In another, an enemy country sent one of its officers and a double agent to kill me, but we had advance warning that it was going to happen, and we were able to, well, we were able to neutralize the threat, as they say in the movies. But there was another experience that I had that troubled me deeply. I was serving in Pakistan at the time.
Bro, what is this lore? Bro, imagine this dude off the 6th bush light by the fire. Like 5, he's starting to spew a little bit of lore. Imagine by the time this guy gets the 6th one down, next thing you know, Tom over here is talking about how he fucking rode a bike to school. This guy comes out of the woodworks and says, I work for the fucking CIA, you dipshit. Everyone listen to me. You go, oh!
And I was staying in a small guest house because it was safer than a big hotel.
Listen to this
Sure
lore!
enough, the big hotel was blown up and
Bro, imagine this
45
guy had a
people were killed
fire?
while I was living there. But I left my guest house at a different time, like I did every day, and took a different route, like I did every day, to go to work. And I noticed that a man on a motorcycle wearing a red helmet was trying very hard to stay in my blind spot. I worked 12, 14
What
hours,
is that
whatever
map
it was
knowledge?
that day, and I left. And it was dark, and sure enough, there he was again. There's a definition of surveillance. It's multiple sightings at time and
Bro, this guy, that's map knowledge. Knowing someone's trying to stay in your blind spots.
distance. So I've seen him multiple times at different times of the day and at different places. I'm definitely under surveillance. I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, got in the car, drove a block, there he was again. So when I got to the office, I said to the security officer, I am under surveillance. I'm 100% sure that I'm under surveillance. He said, well, let's wait until the chief comes in. When the chief finally came in, I told him the story, and he said, well, you know what you have to do. I said, I know. I'm gonna kill him.
What?
If I see him this afternoon.
What?
I was worried about it all day, and all my coworkers came up to me that day to slap me on the back and say, don't worry, we're all gonna be out there, we're gonna have a whole security team.
What?
I said, I know, but I never killed anybody before, and I'm so worried that he's gonna kill me before I get a clear shot at him.
Okay, so this is going on, right? This is going on, and I'm out here raging at Fortnite. So this guy's talking about some literally Western-style duel that he's about to have in broad fucking daylight. And I'm stressed out about Fortnite, bae.
I had a meeting at a safe house that we shared with the local service. And on my way out at the end of the meeting, and I don't know why I did this, but I turned around and I said, General, are you following me?
What?
And he said, no, why? And I said, because I'm under surveillance. And if I see this guy again, I'm gonna kill him.
What?
And I never saw him again. I learned later I'm gonna kill him. And I never saw him again. I learned later that several of their officers were sitting around and saying, you know, that new American guy, he's such a nice guy. Nobody's that nice. I wonder if he's being nice just to try to make us drop our guard. And they decided to put the worst surveillance officer in their entire intelligence service on me. And if I hadn't said something that afternoon, he would be in the ground today.
Oh! Holy fucking aura to end it off, damn!
Does Trump have the UK and Europe's back? No. He doesn't.
Oh, fucking shit almighty, here we go.
When we hear from journalists or political figures that Donald Trump doesn't like the Europeans, he doesn't like NATO, he doesn't like the European Union, we should take the man at his word. I don't think he does have Europe's back, or even the UK's back. When he says America first, he means America first, whatever that means. He has an idea in his own mind, but I don't think he cares one whit about Europe.
Damn!
Which film or TV series portrays spy work the most accurately?
James Bond. Please say
Great
James
question.
Bond.
I will tell you that at
John
the
Wick?
CIA, we watch every single spy movie and spy
John Wick!
series. All of us do. I'm proud to say that I have been the script advisor on The Bourne Ultimatum, on Kill the Messenger, on True Lies, and on Burn Notice. We love this kind of thing. Most of them have
Peabody and
nothing
Sherman.
whatsoever to do with the reality of the CIA, except a couple. In terms of TV,
Imagine he says G-Force.
Homeland. Wow, they got it right. The only thing that they got wrong was if you go crazy, they send you to the hospital until you're not crazy anymore.
I can't tell if he's genuinely like alluding to things or he's like shooting it straight.
In movies, there was a movie that came out in 2004 called The Recruit.
Nope.
The first half of the movie, where the lead character is going through training, 100% accurate, except for one minor difference. They didn't beat us in training. Everything else that he went through,
Okay, well, what'd they do then?
whew, we went through it in spades. Most other movies, stinkers. And listen, just as a general rule, if somebody calls the CIA the company, turn it off.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? If somebody calls the CIA the company, turn it off!
Is social media the biggest intelligence gathering tool today?
100%.
It is absolutely one of them, yes.
100%, buddy. There's fucking, I think there's like 10 billion users on TikTok, and there's not even 10 billion people in the world. Fuck, you know.
You know, I
Hey,
was always
Joe Quinn.
amazed when I was at the CIA at how targets, legitimate intelligence targets, would literally put their entire lives on LinkedIn and Facebook. Incredible. You don't even have to do any research. They lay it all out right there on the screen
cooked.
for you. So the answer is yes. If you value your privacy.
Oh boy, here we go, chat. Everyone, if you have anxiety, just take a deep breath. This is just heightened. This is all heightened, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
Screen for you. So the answer is yes. If you value your privacy, if you don't want to pop up on the radar, you have to stay away from social media. What was 9/11's
Fuck, you know. They can know only one half. I'm here.
impact on the world? You know, I was in the CIA's headquarters on the morning of 9/11. Well, we knew we were at war. And one of the first thoughts that I had that morning was, does Osama bin Laden have any idea what he's done? Does he have any idea how many people are going to die? We all knew what the American response was going to be. It was going to be merciless. The question is, what was 9/11's impact on the world? It was dramatic and lasting. We're almost 20.
Anyone in here alive for 9/11? If so, so crazy, man. I can't even imagine what the world felt like that day. I was not, personally. I wasn't born yet.
24 years after the 9/11 attacks, and we still can't go through airports with our shoes on. Untold trillions of dollars have been spent on counterterrorism and defense, and that is probably never going to change. Why are there so many wars in 2025?
I was born July 25th, 2002. Well done. Jinxie, what's good? Jaguar with the 6 months. Wow, that's crazy. I just mentioned you the other day. Go on.
Well, do you want my real answer or do you want my diplomatic? 2025.
Oh, here we go.
Do you want my real answer or do you want my diplomatic answer?
Both.
My real answer is the U.S. has a defense budget that is bigger than the next 8 largest countries combined.
Ooh!
After 9/11, the U.S. entered into something like a permanent wartime economy, where if we didn't have a war to fight and to finance, we would actually go into recession. Now, we see ourselves as...
I can't open my eyes. What?
The world's peacekeepers. In many cases, we're not. We tend to be places where we're not wanted or welcome, and we end up forgetting to leave. There's an old joke inside the CIA about Iran. Like, why would Iran put its country right in the middle of all of our military bases? There you have it.
Oh, I see what he did there. Well done. Damn.
Why are there so many wars?
Zen, what's good,
It's
bro?
because the U.S.
God,
has an
that's so weird.
activist foreign policy, and sometimes we make friends on the wrong side of issues. Can the CIA make someone disappear without a trace?
Oh, yes.
You bet they can, and they do all the time. In the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 attacks, the CIA created, for example, an archipelago
our time's coming,
of
bro. No
secret
worries.
prisons, and they would just disappear people. We would capture people in Al-Qaeda safe houses, for example, let's say in Pakistan or Afghanistan, and we would ship them off to these secret prisons. And when I say secret prisons, I mean in many cases they were so secret that even the presidents and prime ministers of the countries where the prisons were based didn't know that there were secret CIA prisons in their country.
Bro, what? Hang on, chat. This is a lot of information to the ears and the brain, right? Sometimes I gotta just pause and just kind of sit back about what's getting fucking thrown at me. What? That is fucking insane.
Countries. So the CIA can make people disappear in that respect. They can kill people and just bury them, in some crazy foreign land and nobody would ever know. But if you're a CIA officer, or better yet, let's say you're a KGB officer and you want to defect, the CIA will give you a completely new identity, more money than you can ever count, and you and your family can live happily ever after, under the name John Smith, and nobody would be the wiser. How does the...
Okay, so they have unlimited money. So what I'm hearing is it's literally Mr. Beast.
USA track terrorist threats. They use something called the terrorist matrix. It's also called all-source intelligence. Believe it or not, members of terrorist groups actually give press interviews in which they telegraph what they're going to do in their next attack.
What?
That's one way. The media. Electronic surveillance. It could be intercepting cell phones, intercepting emails, intercepting encoded messages, even intercepting messages from game platforms. We have satellites that track
Not
these
Rocket
things.
League!
We have spies providing what's called HUMINT, short for human intelligence. So you use literally every source at your dispense and put this matrix together to try to disrupt that next attack. Can you be a spy and have a moral compass? What a great question that is.
Yes. No. What's he gonna say?
I'm gonna say yes because I had a moral compass.
Where'd it go?
It cost me my freedom. It cost me my job. It cost me my family. But it was worth it. There are some things that you are tasked to do as a CIA counterintelligence officer that you just have to say no to. There are some things that are so immoral, so unethical, in many cases so illegal, that you just should not do it. What is the most
Wow. Bro, what the fuck has this dude had thrown at him? Like, what has been some of the offers or things like that? Fucking hell.
controversial thing you've worked on or heard about? It has to be the torture program.
What?
I went to prison for 23 months for going public with the CIA's torture program. I went on ABC News in the United States in December of 2007, and I said three things. I said the CIA was torturing its prisoners. I said that torture was official U.S. government policy. And I said that the policy had been personally approved by the president himself. The FBI investigated me. They determined I had not committed a crime. Then Barack Obama became president. They secretly reopened the case against me. I was indicted and charged with 5 felonies, including 3 counts of espionage for giving this interview. Remember, espionage can be a death penalty charge. I had 3 of them. Well, I hadn't committed
Holy Lord!
espionage, and finally they dropped those charges. But I ended up taking a plea to a lesser charge just to make this thing go away. I had 5 kids at home. I had gone bankrupt from the legal expenses, and I was facing 45 years in prison. They offered me 23 months, and I took the deal. But I would do it again today if I had to, because somebody had to stand up and say that this was wrong. Shouldn't torture be legal
Harold,
if we are
copyright
protecting
stuff,
American
bro.
lives? Absolutely not. Not under any circumstances. Torture doesn't work. Torture is illegal internationally. It is immoral. And you end up making a recruitment video, essentially, for your greatest enemies.
Torture is so scary, bro.
When it became apparent that the U.S. was torturing military prisoners at Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq, and video was leaked showing those prisoners in orange jumpsuits, ISIS bought orange jumpsuits and made its kidnapping victims, who were mostly aid workers and American journalists, wear orange jumpsuits and then beheaded them on camera. They did that only because the U.S. was torturing its prisoners. So torture does not work. Torture is illegal, it is immoral, it is unethical, and no one should be in the business of doing it. What's the most dangerous country in the world right now?
United States.
Also a good question. There are several. And I've been to all of them. I never got to go to the nice places. I went to 72 countries with the CIA, and almost all of them were just awful. Some of the most dangerous places in the world are Yemen, Somalia, Gaza, Afghanistan, parts of Pakistan. You have to sleep with one eye open. You just never know how bad things are going to get. And I'll give you an example. I went to
Ohio.
I went to Yemen 5 times. And every time I went, it was worse than the previous time. The 5th and final time that I went, we were only allowed to stay at one hotel. The hotel had a 30-foot high wall around it to protect it from bomb blasts. You couldn't stay in any of the other hotels by then. Well, the day after I arrived, a group of South Korean diplomats arrived. And on the drive from the airport to the hotel, they were ambushed and they were all killed, 6 of them. A couple of days later, a group of South Korean intelligence officers arrived to investigate the murder of the 6 diplomats. And they were ambushed and they were murdered. And so the South Koreans just closed their embassy and went home. That's a pretty dangerous country. What do you make of...
What? Just constant spinning the block? This is the most recent, yeah.
U.S. foreign policy right now? A complete and utter disaster. I've never seen an administration that works so hard to offend and alienate our friends. Threatening to invade Canada? That's an act of war.
Not Canada! Well, they did cheat in curling, so.
Canada is not just a NATO country, but it's a Five Eyes country. Five Eyes being the US, the UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, the closest alliance in the entire world. And what, we're gonna send an army to Canada and overthrow them? It doesn't make any sense. Even if you're joking, why would you even joke like that?
Don't even joke, lad!
Out loud. We don't coordinate with our European allies. We're threatening to invade Panama, to take the Panama Canal. We're threatening to invade and annex Greenland. It's craziness. So I'm not a big supporter of U.S. foreign policy right now. Does China actually pose a real risk to the West? I think no. And I'll tell you why. China simply does not have a history of expansionism. If you put aside Tibet, which the Chinese have always claimed to be a part of China.
Tibet? Like Tibet? Or is that the place like Tibet?
The Chinese have never invaded another country. They had a little border skirmish with the Vietnamese in the 1970s. They had a little border skirmish against India in the 1960s. But they don't invade countries. And they have only one military base outside of China. It's in Djibouti, and believe it or not, they share it with the United States.
What?
It's the U.S. that sees China as the big threat, and Australia and the Philippines kind of see China as a threat. But the Chinese are perplexed as to why we so distrust them. Is there a threat from China to Taiwan?
Bro, it's in my booty. Bro, the fucking shit's in my booty. What?
Taiwan? Of course there is. Taiwan is also seen by the Chinese as being a legitimate part of China, but there's no indication that the Chinese are preparing any offensive measures against Taiwan. I just don't see what the big threat is.
Get him out?
Is the CIA or MI6 more elite?
The fuck's that?
MI6 is an absolutely top-tier, first-rate service, but it's like comparing apples and oranges. At the CIA, we used to say
MI6?
how much we wished we could be like MI6, because MI6 is small and it's lean, and when they decide to do something, by God, they go out and do it.
Oh, it's the UK
At the CIA,
service.
when we decide to do something, we have 6 layers of bureaucracy that we have to go through to finally get permission.
James
And then
Bond?
the attorneys get involved, and then you have to send it to the president.
What about the M16?
And then he has to sign it, or change it, or reject it, or do whatever it is that he has to do. They don't have that kind of a problem at MI6. They just report directly to the prime minister, and they can get things done. The CIA has a budget that absolutely dwarfs the MI6 budget, and we have our own, high-level technology budget, satellites and spy planes and all kinds of crazy things. So they're both great services.
You know what else? You know what else they got their hands on? Those fucking little Oakley fucking Ray-Ban or whatever, the Meta Ray-Bans. Fucking hell.
But they're different at the same time.
Copyright, HJ.
Are sleeper agents real? Yes, they are.
What is that?
And the country that is the best at using sleeper agents is Russia. The United States doesn't have a program of sleeper agents, and I'm frankly unaware of any Western intelligence service that has sleeper agents or that uses sleeper agents. The Russians have an army of sleeper agents. In fact, just in the last 2 or 3 years, a group of Russian sleeper agents in Northern Virginia, including one in my neighborhood, were disrupted and arrested. So what a sleeper agent is somebody who is trained as an intelligence officer, who is then sent to the United States or the UK or Brazil or Paris or wherever, and told to just get a job, any job.
No, that's the worst one yet. That's the worst punishment yet. Oh my God. I thought they got rid of torture. Fuck. I thought they got rid of torture.
And told to just get a job,
Hell no.
any job, and be a national of that country. And so you've got people who,
Can they
were
be
in the case of what happened in Washington recently, one was an elementary school teacher, and one worked for an airline. Everybody thought they were Americans, and in fact, they're collecting classified information, mostly from U.S. defense contractors, and secretly transmitting it back to Russian intelligence in the evenings. They were disrupted and expelled from the United States. Is chief of disguise...
Damn, so getting a job, bro. Fuck. They can't punish you, man. They can't punish you, bro.
A real job? You bet it is. They have the most fun in the world. On the day that I got hired, I was sitting with two other brand new officers.
Okay.
And I sat down, I said, "Hi, my name's John. It's nice to meet you both." They said,
"How do we get the other account
what are you
back?"
gonna
It's
do here
banned,
at the
brother.
agency?"
It's
I
gone.
said, "I'm going to be an intelligence officer. I have degrees in Middle Eastern studies. What are you guys going to do?"
Don't worry about the account being gone, bro. You're following this one. Same clips are coming, my guy. Now you're just even more OG.
The woman said to me, "Oh, I just graduated from the Falls Church, Virginia Academy of Beauty." Academy of Beauty. She ended up becoming a master disguise maker.
Oh!
And the guy on my left was a cartoonist for his college newspaper.
What does
he
that
drew
do?
a little cartoon that was very popular. He became a master forger.
Oh my God. Oh my God. A master fucking forger? Holy shit.
So it doesn't really matter what your background is. If you're good at it, there's a place for you at the CIA. And many of those places are working for the director of disguise. What made you decide to blow the whistle?
What is that?
It's very brave. Thank you.
Wait, hey, yo, what do you mean by that?
You know, at the CIA, we are trained to believe that everything in life is a shade of gray. And that is just simply not true. Some things are black and white. They're right or wrong.
Okay.
And the United States has laws that ban torture. We have the Federal Torture Act of 1946. We are not just signatories to the United Nations Convention Against Torture. We wrote the United Nations Convention Against Torture.
Tough.
In 1946, the United States executed Japanese soldiers who waterboarded American POWs. In 1968, an American soldier waterboarded a North Vietnamese prisoner and was given 20 years at hard labor in a military prison after being convicted of torture. The law never changed. So how is it then that from 2002 to 2005, torture was somehow magically legal? It wasn't legal. We were committing crimes against humanity. And so it was something that I having known the details, I couldn't sleep at night. And I believed, and in retrospect, I was right, that the American people had a right to know what their government was doing in their name. And I'm proud to say that because of my revelations, the McCain-Feinstein Amendment was passed into law, and it formally and permanently banned torture.
Okay.
Have you investigated any of us before this shoot? Funny you should say that.
Wait. I'm not going to lie to you, though. I was waiting for one specific segment. Everyone was talking about hummus. I didn't see anything about hummus. I'm not even trying to be